Hello guys, very good evening to one and all present here. I welcome you all to another very interesting video that is on waterfall model of the subject software engineering. Myself Pulkit from Sri Venkateswara College bearing USN of 132 of CS department. So I'm gonna present the slide on the waterfall model. So let's begin. The waterfall model, that is a traditional approach to development of software that follows a sequential linear process. It is one of the earliest and most widely used software development methodologies. Similarly, we have many kinds of waterfall models for developing the software. So among that, we have the incremental model and many are there. So we are taking the waterfall model for today's presentation. Here in this picture, we have depicted how the waterfall model is differentiated in many stages, starting from the requirement gathering and analysis, then the system design and implementation, then the testing, development, and at last, but very important, the maintenance stage. And coming on to the phases of the waterfall model. So, requirements gathering here, the software's functional and non-functional requirements are defined in a detailed manner. So, on the details, we design the software architecture, interfaces, and the components. Then we come on to the implementation part, coding and unit testing the individual softwares. So this was in very small terms, like, so coming on to the requirements gathering and analysis. This stage does the three tasks, like the identifying the needs, understand the customer's problems and goals to define the software requirements, and the follow up is the documenting requirements, capture the requirements in a detailed specification document. Then validating requirements, the review the requirements with the customer to ensure they are comprehensive and accurate. Then coming on to the design stage, we have the system architecture, interface design, and the component design. In system architecture, it defines the very high level design of the software, like the components and their interactions, how it will be with the systems comprising a unit. Then the interface design, that specifies the user interface, the API, and other software interfaces. And the component design, that is very detailed and brief design of individual software components and things. Then the implementation phase, we have three things again: the coding, unit testing, and integration. So coding here done by the developers, that is the developers write the source code for the software components. They individually code like the functions and all for basic blocks in the whole program to do the different tasks and methodologies. Okay, so we have the unit testing, like before implementing in a real world or checking it in real world scenario, you have to obviously check your product by doing some kind of testing, that whether it works according to your expectations or the approximate results what you needed. Does it satisfy the needs or not, and is it ready to go with the further procedures and steps to work on? So the unit testing the components are tested individually to ensure it meets the requirements like the expected results what you want from the software and all. Then the integration, the like I have said, the individual things are briefly detailed in the coding part, and now it's the turn for integration. So the all the individual components are combined and tested together as a complete system in this part. And coming on to the testing phase, it has the three parts like test planning, test execution, bug fixing. So in test planning, we define the testing strategy including test cases and procedures. Then the test execution, perform the functional integration and system testing. The bug fixing, identify and resolve any defects discovered during testing. And the right side, I have taken an image that tells the testing principles of the software. It includes the early testing, defect clustering, pesticide paradox, and different testing is context dependent, absence of errors fallacy, exhaustive testing that is impossible, shows presence of errors. So like this, the software testing has the principles on which it works upon. Like it's kind of some procedures or some set of rules on which software testing should work upon that. Then we have the deployment phase. So the deployment consists of three things, subparts: the release, training, support. Deploy the software to the customer's environment, that happens in release phase. Then the providing training to the customer on how to use the software. So you have made the software, but actually your clients need to have the hands-on on that, and how to use the things, products, and all the updates. So that so for that you give some kind of testing. Then the supports, that is very important. That offers the ongoing maintenance and support for the deployed software. Yeah, like the recent case happened for the this Microsoft thing where the my screens got freezed for some hours and all due to some updates. So they had a good support. If they would have the good support and thing, they would convey the messages, and people would recover, their clients would can recover their systems from the errors they had faced. But it took some time, and they got right on track. And the maintenance support allows bug fixes, so it addresses all the issues and the defects of the software. Then the enhancements that implements new features or improvements requested by the customer. Technological updates are updating software to use the latest technologies and libraries.